In 1347, Europe was shrouded in a terrifying shadow, marking the beginning of the Great Plague. This pandemic ravaged the continent for 4 years, collapsing social order wherever it spread. Desperate citizens fled for survival. While streets and houses lay strewn with corpses, rotting odors permeating the air like a living hell. Amid this despair emerged a group of bizarrely dressed figures, the plague doctors. Clad in black robes and beaked masks filled with aromatic herbs believed to ward off disease, these poorly skilled yet courageous healers ventured into infected zones. They fought valiantly to save patients, yet often succumbed to the plague themselves, gradually becoming symbols of death. The force that condemned them to this fate was the dreaded king of plagues, the Black Death. Throughout human history, countless infectious diseases have arisen, but few earn the title of plague. Those that make the Plague Hall of Fame invariably bring catastrophic disasters. The Black Death, perched atop this grim hierarchy, brutally altered the course of history through its carnage. Italian author Boccaccio described Black Death symptoms in the Decameron. Victims first suffered nosebleeds, a death knell. Next, egg-sized swellings erupted in the groin and armpits, rapidly spreading across the body. Finally, dark spots blanketed the skin, with death following within 3 days of their appearance. Historically, plague has swept across Eurasia and Africa in 3 pandemics. The medieval Black Death was apocalyptic, exterminating 1/3 of Europe's population and reducing average lifespans by 20 years. Claiming hundreds of millions globally, its speed, scale, and lethality remain unmatched, still classified as a Category A infectious disease today. Rewind to 541 AD. Justinian ascended the Byzantine throne, intent on reviving the Roman Empire through military campaigns. Yet an unexpected plague struck Constantinople, the empire's capital, then spreading like wildfire. The city, housing nearly 1 million, the West's largest metropolis, crumbled before the pestilence. Conservative estimates suggest 30 to 40% perished within 3 months. Initially organizing corpse disposal, Justinian soon faced overwhelmed workers dying mid-task. Desperate mass graves holding 70,000 bodies each proved inadequate, forcing corpses into ravines or the sea. This plague shattered Justinian's imperial dreams and redirected European history. Both ruler and subjects deemed the catastrophe divine will, abandoning human agency for religious devotion. Christianity flourished as explanations for the plague evolved, from celestial punishment to planetary alignments and tropical winds. Yet none connected it to rodent die-offs. The Black Death, caused by Yersinia pestis, spreads not through rat bites, but via fleas infesting rodents. Rats, partially immune, die slowly, while infected fleas develop blocked digestive tracts from multiplying bacteria. Starving fleas regurgitate contaminated blood into new hosts, including humans. Upon entering human lymph systems through flea bites, the bacteria cause bubonic plague, swollen, suppurating lymph nodes. Untreated, it may progress to septicemic plague, Black Death, via bloodstream infection, killing within days through organ failure. Pneumonic plague occurs when lungs are infected, enabling human-to-human transmission via cough droplets, a near-certain death sentence. Not until the late 19th century was Yersinia pestis isolated. 8 centuries after Justinian's plague, Mongol expansion reignited pandemic flames. During 1345 to 1346, Khan Janibeg besieged the Genoese colony of Kaffa. When plague struck his troops, he catapulted infected corpses into the city. Fleeing Italian merchants carried the pestilence to Constantinople, transforming the trade hub into an epidemic nexus. October 1347 saw Black Death land in Sicily, rapidly consuming Italy. Florence lost 80% population. By 1348, Marseille suffered 65% mortality, followed by Barcelona and London. In 1350, Scots attacking plague-ridden England ironically imported the disease. From 1347 to 1353, Europe languished under this shadow. Boccaccio depicted streets where pedestrians collapsed mid-step, families perishing unnoticed until stench betrayed them. Humanist Petrarch wrote, "Without thunderbolts or warfare, the world lies emptied." The plague claimed 25 million lives, a third of Europe's population. Survivors witnessed devout believers and fleeing clergy perish indiscriminately, seeding skepticism toward divine protection and fostering human-centric thinking that fueled the Renaissance. Europeans re-examined lifestyles, awakening to public health's importance. Medieval cities were plague incubators. Rivers clogged with sewage, streets showered with excrement. Paris concentrated waste into fortress-like mounds that invaders could scale, prompting successive kings to heighten walls. Personal hygiene was deemed dangerous. Unwashed saints' filth-encrusted robes set the standard. Flea-infested bodies became badges of piety, creating perfect bacterial breeding grounds amplified by population mobility. Nuremberg stood apart, losing only 10% to plague through its Strala public health system. Bagged garbage removal, worker bathing subsidies, 14 monitored public baths but not brothels, extramural burials, shortened services, and incineration of contaminated items. This model inspired Europe's sanitary reforms, expanded sewers, waste management, disinfection, curbing epidemics. Plague treatment relied on humoral theory, balancing blood, black bile, yellow bile, and phlegm. Bloodletting, vomiting, and purging became cure-alls, even wellness rituals. Barber surgeons performed these procedures, their bloodied bandage-wrapped poles evolving into modern barber poles. Venetian plague doctors dwindled from 18 to 1 by 1348. Louis XIII physician later designed protective gear, beaked masks, waxed robes, leather gloves, though ineffective, cementing plague doctors' association with death. Traditional medicine crumbled as theorists perished, making way for empirical approaches. In 1894, Alexander Yersin isolated Yersinia pestis in a Hong Kong hut. Colleague Paul Louis Simon proved rat flea human transmission in 1898 Bombay. During China's 1910 Manchurian plague, Wu Lintei pioneered the concept of pneumonic plague and designed anti-plague masks, later containing multiple outbreaks. Today, antibiotics and robust public health systems have tamed plague, with global cases dropping to 243 by 2018. Yet 36 natural plague foci persist worldwide, from Tibetan marmots to Madagascan rats. The 2017 Madagascar outbreak reminds us that climate-driven ecological shifts sustain this ancient threat. As WHO experts note, we've conquered plague's outbreaks, not its ecological existence. Our coexistence demands scientific vigilance and respect for nature's laws. We must remember the beaked doctors, their limited skills eclipsed by courageous hearts, who kindled humanity's enduring resolve against pandemics. To all public health warriors past and present, our deepest gratitude.